Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey of the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. It's Friday, I think. I have no idea what day it is. Hope you're well. I'm here. We had stuffed peppers for dinner, and I keep burping peppers. It's not pleasant. I love stuffed peppers, but the after effects, God bless. I would have been here a few minutes ago, but what I said in chat is absolutely true. I was watching Baby Got Back. Now, in my defense, there was a reason for it. Somebody sent me a video scientifically breaking down why black guys like big butts. And not just why, but do they? Do they really like big butts? And according to polls, yes, they do. So do Latino men, by the way. Apparently just not as much. And us white boys are like, no, I want it to look like a cake pan. But they then break down why. And the short version is rejection of colonization. That's not how the guy says it, but it's basically it. Europeans switched to the flat butt model, and the African continent was like, we're not doing that. You guys are, stealing our people and making them pick cotton for you. That's a very what's the word I'm looking for here? That's a very abridged version of that video, but it's basically what it comes down to. I don't necessarily think it's that. I just think big butts look good. That's all. We have different tastes. It's okay. Anyhow, in that video, he plays just like 3 seconds of Baby Got Back, and you can't play a song like that and only play 2 bars of it, because then I have to go listen to it. I don't tease me with good songs. Corey, thank you so much. Hey, Monk, are you ready for the economic blackout protest tomorrow? I don't even know what that is, Corey. What the hell did I miss? I'll have to look that up. Tonight, we're here to this is not the show I wanted to do. I wanted to do a show tonight that exposed pedophiles and hopefully starts bringing some of them to justice. And instead, I have to do a story about people who were giddy at the prospect of I'm so disgusted. I'm just so fucking grossed out by this. So yesterday, Pam Bondi announced that the Epstein files would be released tomorrow for Thursday. She said this on Wednesday. So Thursday, the Epstein files are going to be released. And it's going to be huge. We got all the grossness in there. This is what these people did. Except that's not really what we got. What did come out, we're just going to get this out of the way at the beginning. What did come out was pretty much everything we already knew. We already knew that certain people were on the planes, and nothing new was really dropped. Okay. But that didn't stop the White House from having a massive rollout for this. And I don't know if massive rollout is really the way to put it. Oh, did I close all my pictures of this? Hang on. I wanted to we can just bring the video on the screen. I have that one, right? There were some who were invited to the White House. Oh, I did. I closed the video. God damn it. There were some creators who were invited to the White House, and it wasn't for necessarily the Twitter files. And we'll get to that a little bit more later. But as part of their influencing tour, they were given binders marked The Epstein Files Part 1. The Epstein Files Part Uno. Because it should be released in phases when you say it's all going to be released tomorrow. Dark Resurrect, thanks so much for that feminist $12. Fuck the GOP Judiciary Twitter account. That is all. Oh, we'll get to that shit. We will get to that bullshit in a little bit. Hang on. I want to find this video real fast so that I can, so we can bring it up on the screen and see what we're talking about here. Some of the people that were involved were like Mike Cernovich, that piece of shit. DC Drano, Libs of TikTok, and Liz Wheeler, who I'm not familiar with, but she puts out a tweet like, just for the record, we were not told that we got anything special. Well, then why were you smiling like a giddy fucking retard when you walked out of the White House? All right, here's our video. Let's bring this up so you guys can see it as well. I had this pulled up. I really did. I wonder if I accidentally watched Baby Got Back in this tab. Look, I don't judge you. Okay, I do, but don't judge me. So this is the creators leaving the White House. This right here, the guy on the far left there is DC Drano, who, I'm just going to be honest with you, is a sycophantic douchebag. He says some stuff I like, but he literally has no problem with anything conservatives ever do. If a conservative raped a baby on television, this guy would find a way to make it okay. And I'm not exaggerating there. He has never seen anything a conservative has done that he didn't like. He's like, no, I'm going to beat off to that too. Next to him here is a Marine that we don't know. Next to the Marine is Chaya, whatever the fuck her name is, Miss Libs of TikTok. And she's the reason that this irritated me so fucking bad. And in this camera shot, we're not going to see the rest of it, but this right here is Liz Wheeler. And then standing right over here off screen is Mike Cernovich. And so they're coming out of the White House after their many meetings they got to meet everybody. They got to meet the president, the vice president, Secretary of State. Who else did he name? FBI director, Bondi, Kennedy. I think that might be all the ones he names. But yeah, they had a big welcome to DC tour with these guys. But this happens as they come outside. They're holding what at this point they say they haven't got to read it, okay, and that's fine. But they also later say that they didn't even know it was in there, and they were told that it wasn't a massive drop or whatever. Look at Libba TikTok's face right there. Look at her face. Hey, kids were abused. Ha, look how cool I am. Kids got fucked, and I'm popular. These people are treating it like a fucking high school prom election. I got to be prom queen finally. This is why you don't let ugly kids grow up and get any kind of clout, because they never learned how to handle it as a child. And she was clearly a dork in high school, and she's having her high school moment now in her 30s. They're holding this shit up. Somebody said, why did you hold it up like the Lombardi trophy? Because that's how DC Drano there's doing it. Oh, so what? She's excited. She thinks she's got info. So what? You know, this is about kids who were abused, right? This isn't a giddy moment. Even if you're happy that the stuff is coming out, there should be nothing giddy about it. It shouldn't be like you went to fucking Disneyland. That's the so what. And that doesn't even get into the fact that this is the Trump administration doing exactly what the Biden administration did, what the Obama administration did. We're going to bring in the people who agree with us and give them exclusives. We're going to set the narrative. Now, do I think NBC no, I don't think any of that. This shit should have just been released on the DOJ website. That's all that was needed. There was no reason to bring in influencers and hand them out binders made up with pedophile lists. The fuck was this? This is fucking gross. This is gross. But don't worry, DC Drano, he's going to explain to us why it happened. He's going to explain to us how it happened. And I'm going to judge him for it the whole time because it's fucking retarded. If you want to be giddy that you went to the White House, that's cool. But giddy that you have a list of pedophiles so that I'm going to get more clout on social media. It's fucking gross. So even people like DC Drano realized how fucking bad this looked. That he's the guy who, remember, it was tucked under his arm and he sees the press, so he pulls it out and held it up. Remember that's what happened, because in a minute he's gonna change the timeline that we just fucking watched. But he went on and did what is it, 18 minutes, almost 19-minute live stream to explain. And if you're looking at your screen, you might notice that it says 6 minutes and 44 seconds. We've skipped the first part of it. It's on Twitter. You can look it up and check me on this. But the first part of it is just him explaining that he got called to the White House. And damn it, he deserves to go there because he fought for this. And when you're invited to the White House, you don't say no. Nobody's criticizing you for going to the White House. Literally nobody's criticizing that you got a chance to go to the White House and you went. That is a deflection. That is some bullshit liberal deflection crap you're pulling right now. But then he explains that they got to meet all the people. Okay, that's still not getting to what people are angry about watching you fucking idiots act like you just won the high school election. And after he tells us that he got to meet with RFK and RFK told him that he's going to change the nutrition standards, he finally gets into the meat of the matter.
This administration is not only doing the things that we have desperately wanted them to do for decades, but they're doing them at lightning speed.
True.
And that's where I think some of today's issue came into play.
You think the issues people have with you guys being fucking gross about kids being abused is because Trump is he's just going that fast. That's your thought process. You're an idiot, man. Thank you, Toasted. Thoughts on people on Twitter saying the Epstein Israel link is why Epstein files weren't released in full. Exposing Israel would expose Israel. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it has to do with powerful people in general. Bill Gates ain't a Jew, is he? I think some people see Jews everywhere.
After our meeting, we were there for 3 hours meeting with Trump's cabinet, with President Trump himself, touring the Oval Office. Absolutely incredible day. And they're going to be doing this with other influencers. We're just the start. There's so many people that they want to bring in, but guess what? There's
so many people. Okay, yeah, I get it. Trump is pulling an Obama here. He's pulling a Biden. He's rewarding the people who helped get him here. Fair enough. But what does that have to do with what happened? This is why I think it happened. By the way, they're going to call in more influencers. Why are you dancing all around it? Because you know it was fucking gross. And instead of just going, you know what, guys? We acted badly. That was a horrible look for us. We shouldn't have acted like that. You got to have this fucking 8-minute preamble about why it happened. Because it was just so great.
10 to 12 chairs. So they are truly prioritizing independent media voices. They are truly prioritizing transparency.
They're preaching to a choir, knowing you guys are going to go out and say the things you're already saying. Stop trying to dress it up like they did something noble here by having people who sucked them off through the whole election and previous in there to give them a little pat on the back for doing it. This was a little morsel of candy for the little dumb kids. That's what this was. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. You can do that. But don't sit here and act like, no, they're just getting around the press. You didn't need to, none of this needed press. Shit could have been done on the DOJ website where it should have been done.
And that was very evident today.
And fuck you for making me say this. They're just for independent media. Yeah? Where were the left-wingers? Are there no left-wing independent media? I know there are. I make fun of them. But how dare you say that? No, it's just that it's independent. No. It was specifically right-wing media. This had nothing to do with independent media. Get fucked. Why can't anybody be fucking honest? Why can't anybody just be honest? Hey, I'm a right-wing shill, and I got rewarded for that today. That's the truth, fucker. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. But no, I'm one of the noble ones. Get fucked. When have you ever gone against the administration. Give me one time you think Trump did anything wrong, Mr. Independent.
And after we left the Roosevelt Room, we were taken to the Eisenhower Executive Building. And that is across the way. And when we walked outside the West Wing, there were, without exaggeration, at least 30 to 40 plus reporters, cameras, everything right there, right in.
Yeah, and how did you respond to that? Did you wave, hi guys? Did you walk off? And no, you reached under your arm and slowly and dramatically pulled it up. I had to do that. There were 30 reporters there.
In the little loop in the West Wing where foreign dignitaries are taken out of their limo inside the West Wing. And they immediately started taking pictures of us. What did I do? The picture, the shot heard round the world. I held up this Epstein file book and made it clear what was in our hands.
Why? Thank you, Keldrig. I am disappointed in everyone involved in this failure. I am not surprised, though. Yeah, and there's more failure. There's more failure on the Trump side. There's more failure from the dirty shitbags in the deep state down there in New York. There's a lot of shit that went on, and everybody's just fucking dirty in this. Honesty doesn't get you millions of followers. That's true. That is true. Honesty gets people mad at you for being honest.
And I had a straight face. I realized the enormity of this document, or at least what we thought was in here.
And I'll give you that. You did have a straight face, but you were clearly holding it up in like you had won the Super Bowl. Like you were holding the head of your enemy. And you look how important I am.
And raised it up high in an effort to say, we the people have taken our country back from the crooks, the pedos, the sex traffickers, and we are going to hold these people accountable. That was what I did. We fought for years to put Trump in office, to return actual justice to the DOJ, and to go after the most powerful people that we know have engaged in crimes. That is why I held the binder like that.
You think pretty fast. You really do, because that took you a lot longer to say than it took you to hold that book up. I'm just saying. I did it. We got our country back. By the way, in his hand, that book he was holding, literally nothing new. So is that your take on it? You were bragging about it. Look, we took our country back, and you didn't even take the time to read it. You were just used for propaganda, and you're like, I'm proud of being a tool. You fucking retard. I'm so proud of being a giant douche. Propagandize me more, daddy. I need you to propagandize me. I'm going to lose so many followers for this shit.
I don't regret that one bit. That sent a message.
No, what message? That you're a tool? I don't regret being used at all. I didn't know what was in it, but I sent a message. Yeah, you sent a message that you can be used. I'm sure you're real proud. Type that out. Have mom put it on the fucking fridge. I'm a tool. Signed DC Drano. She can show that off at the home. All the other moms would be so jealous of her kid.
The people, the little people, the regular people fought like hell, and now we're going to hold the most powerful people accountable.
You're one of the regular people. I feel like saying becoming what you hate is kind of cliche, but fuck, dude.
So for those that have criticized the photo op, and again, other people in the photo, maybe they had a smile on.
Maybe. Libs of TikTok looked like she just had her first ever orgasm. The fuck you? Maybe they had a smile.
We were just brought into the Oval Office We were just given a binder filled with the Epstein files. We just met with all of Trump's cabinet. Yes, people were giddy about what was happening. And
see, I've used the term giddy many times, and so I felt maybe I was being a little hyperbolic, but as somebody was there, how were people?
Giddy about what was happening.
Uh-huh.
And I don't blame them for that.
All right. Seriously, what makes you guys different than the liberal press? Seriously. What oh, well, I don't work for a network. Okay. But you're still the same stupid ass sycophantic fuckwads just sucking up to the people. The amount of time he talks about how much he looks up to the people that he met today. Kind of fucking gross. This is fucking hero worship. You're not an independent journalist. You're a fucking ball hugger. And again, just admit it. Just admit it. At least then people know no, I'm independent. And then other fucking idiots like, no, DC Drainer, he's one of those independent guys. No, he's a fucking right-wing sycophant. And there's nothing wrong with being that as long as you're honest about it. But you can't be fucking honest.
But I can only speak for me personally. And I wanted to send a message that...
You wanted to send a message that I'm one of the cool kids. Look what I got that you people in the press didn't. Ha ha.
We are going to hold the most powerful, corrupt people accountable.
How can you say that?
I don't regret that.
How can you say that when you have admitted you didn't even read through anything in that when you got it? He says, I tried to read just as quick as I could, but you didn't read anything in there. And he even says we didn't have time to cross-check it. So what were you bragging about? What was it you were, look, I got a binder. I can go down and buy a binder at fucking Walmart and hold it up. It doesn't mean shit. It's what's in it that counts. You got fucking used. You showed yourself as a tool of propaganda, you piece of shit. Now, why am I highlighting him? Because I was told specifically that I should watch that. You need to watch his thing because it explains what all happened. Okay, what part of what he said? And for the you know what, guys, I'll throw this in the chat so you guys can go watch it and check because we're not watching all 18 minutes of that retard. This guy talks so slow. I had it on 1.5 speed and didn't even realize I did. But go watch it and tell me what in there actually explains away what we saw there. These were kids who were abused. There's no this should be a somber thing. This isn't a fuck you thing. What the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus Christ. You didn't even know who you were saying fuck you to. And it's nobody. It's nobody. And then Liz Wheeler, again, this chick I do not know. Thank you, Conrad Kitty. That is very, very generous. So here's another happy reason for an F-bomb. Yeah, that is a very fucking generous donation. Fucking thank you. I appreciate it. I said I was going to be swearing a lot tonight, and I really am. Because fuck, this is gross. And to the people out there, it's no big deal. Fine, it's no big deal to you. Go ahead and be part of the same system, just with a different group in charge. So Pam Bondi releases an email that she sends to Kash Patel. And this becomes important because it's an after-the-fact excuse that's being used now by these same dirty people, these same fucking sycophantic shitbags, to excuse why, hey, you shouldn't be mad at us. You should be mad at SDNY, Southern District of New York. Because of this letter right here. Dear Kash Patel, before you came, I want to get this before I read this. Because I want to get its full impact here. Because what the shitbags down there in New York are doing, every one of these motherfuckers should be not only fired, but prosecuted. Thank you, Cult of Krill, for that feminist $12. The whole thing was a disgusting photo op, walking out the Epstein files in phases to just slow walk the process. That's not entirely true, but hold that thought. This isn't the MCU. Kids were abused. Yeah. Now, I do think they wanted to release everything they had, except for the redacted parts, because I understand redacting the names because there's like 240 victims in all of this that are listed in there, and they redacted the names. Nobody else's name should be fucking redacted. There's nothing else in there that should be redacted. But the Southern District of New York, and this is why I said hold that thought, Cult of Krill. They were up to some dirty shit, the FBI there in New York. Before you came into office, I requested the full and complete files related to Jeffrey Epstein. In response to this request, I received approximately 200 pages of documents. It consisted primarily of flight logs, Epstein's list of contacts, and a list of victim names and phone numbers. And that's what was released today. All stuff that we had or was redacted to where we won't get it, like phone numbers, right? I repeatedly questioned whether this was the full set of documents responsive to my request, and was repeatedly assured by the FBI that we would receive the full set of documents. And this is why I said hold that thought, Cult of Krill. I 100% believe Bondi thought she had everything, because I know how these dirty fuckers work, and the FBI is dirty. We need to just fire everybody. If there's good ones in there, they can reapply. But you can't root out corruption like we have in there willy-nilly. I learned from a source that the FBI field office in New York was in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and indictment of Epstein. Despite my repeated request, the FBI never disclosed the existence of these files. She's the Attorney General. While we have an FBI director, the FBI director answers to the AG. She's the AG, and she said, give me this stuff, and they didn't do it. That's why she's writing cash. He's not in trouble for this, because he's not. She started asking for this shit before he was director. He hadn't been confirmed yet. It is his job now to take care of it. Despite my repeated requests, the FBI never disclosed the existence of these files. When you and I spoke yesterday, you were just as surprised as I was to learn this new information. Now, here's my question. They found out yesterday that the field office in New York was hiding files. Why didn't they go, you know what? We just found out these dirty bitches are holding stuff back. I'm on a plane right now to the field office in New York. We're going to take care of this shit. Somebody's getting fired today. This is, oh God. By 8 a.m. tomorrow, February 28th, the FBI will deliver the full and complete Epstein files to my office, including all records, documents, audio, and video recordings, and materials related to Jeffrey Epstein and his clients, regardless of how such information was obtained. There will be no withholding. For the record, it's already been reported, and I don't know how true it is, but given this, I have no real reason to doubt it, but that the FBI in New York has been deleting files. They've been destroying evidence. So whether or not she gets all of the files, probably not. Probably not. There will be no withholding or limitation to my or your access. The Department of Justice will ensure that any public disclosure of these files will be done in a manner to protect the privacy of the victims and in accordance with law, as I've done my entire career as a prosecutor. I'm also directing you to conduct an immediate investigation into why my order to the FBI was not followed. You will deliver to me a comprehensive report of your findings and proposed personnel action within 14 days. Why is there a proposed action? Whoever's involved in this needs fired immediately. You don't need 14 days for that shit. How many people work in that office? You know who you sent the letter to? You go to them. And if they say, well, that's what I was told. Well, who told you that? Well, that guy did. Okay. Why didn't you send him? I was told that too, because we have way too many chefs and not enough sous chefs around here. Eventually, you're going to find the person who decided not to send it. It takes less than a day. I could do it in 20 minutes. And you know what? I would fire everybody above them. Everybody from that person on up because somebody didn't do their due diligence. It's a 2-week notice. It kind of is. So this is why the Epstein drop today was nothing. It's because there was nothing new to report. Because it's all in a box in New York City. You know, where the fucking pedophile lived. They kept it away from the director and the AG. This is the problem that we have in the FBI, is that we have dirty, shitty people. And all we ever hear is about, hey, there's some good agents. Maybe there are, but could you start pointing out one or two of them? Because all I see is a whole bunch of corruption. A whole bunch of corruption. Wow, I was thinking the truth would be revealed. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping that there was going to be something new. I really was. I won't lie and say I wouldn't have been happy to have this, but it's not giddy. I'd be like, yes, finally these people are getting brought to justice. Finally, we can start moving on this. Do I think it's going to happen now? No, because the excuses have already been made that they were destroying evidence. And true or not, that's something they can hide behind now, right? Maybe the truth is the files that we have are all the files. That's not true. But maybe in some alternate reality, the files that were released today were all the files on Epstein. And that the stuff at the FBI is, like nonsensical. It's like, I looked at the Epstein files and had to make a report about looking at it. You know what I mean? But the truth is they've got a built-in excuse now of, hey, we couldn't possibly see that. Somebody deleted it. We'll never know what was on that file. Now, I want to point back to the reaction of this today. And this is before we find out that the files are nothing. This is the House Judiciary GOP Committee. This is the people who work on the Judiciary Committee that are Republicans, and they put out this breaking Epstein files released, and then a URL. And as you might be able to read, I know it's really small on the screen there. As you might be able to read, there's a community note attached to this that tells us that this was a Rickroll. This was just a link to Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. I'm glad to see people think it's so funny. Dark Resurrect, thank you. Fire everyone at that office and walk them out in chains. Yes, we need a perp walk for this one. Sort them out in court when they are charged with destruction of evidence and aiding and abetting felons. Yeah, that's why I said they need to be not just fired but prosecuted. 100%. That's kind of what happened. Ham and Beans, you're not wrong. And if I thought they were doing that in relation to that, I'd be with you. But they weren't. Somebody there running their account thought this was funny. Like, this is a good time to Rickroll people. Wood chipper for whoever made that post. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't be opposed to somebody slapping the shit out of them, though. That's from your government. That was paid for with your tax dollars. Just throwing that out there. As we're all looking at how our money's being spent. Now, lest you think I'm just being a jackass and saying, hey, they're acting just like the liberals did because I'm salty or whatever the kids say these days, right? I do want to share this because it just shows it. It really does. So this is one of the people who got it. Today, I met with President Trump, J.D. Vance, AG Bondi, Director Patel in the Oval Office. They handed me a binder copy of the Epstein files. Now we're going to stop right here and we're just going to switch over to here. This is the most transparent administration in American history. The best part, this is just the start. AG Bondi confirmed. Let's go back to the first one again. There are thousands more Epstein files. Do you guys see what I'm doing here? They literally just did a copy paste. This is what I make fun of the media for doing. This is independent media, so I guess it's all right. A copy pasta. Yes, they literally just posted a statement that was clearly written by somebody else for them. How dare you say they're acting just like the left, because they are. Fuck, man, at least change one of the words. Fuck. Was there anything else related to this stupid shit? No, I think that's everything I wanted to cover on this. And just want to say again, it's just gross. It's gross. And even if I would even say, hey, we got caught up in the moment. That was a bad look. The shot heard round the world. Fuck you, man. We got caught up. It was inappropriate. Okay, yeah, you're right. It was. But that's not what they're doing. It's everything but that. In fact, that Liz Wheeler chick, actually, maybe we'll bring that one up. Because, fuck, I was so annoyed today. Oh my God. I've been so angry. So angry. Where is her exact post? No, not that one. Here it is. Okay. I need to put on my reading voice again. Let me make this very clear. The binders were not given to us at the White House under any pretense that they contain damning Epstein information. This is the part that really fucking bugged me about this particular post. Because remember what we just watched the DC Drano say? We were going to hold them to power. She's saying, hey, we weren't told there was anything new in this. So you literally didn't know what was even in there. Okay, you've made that clear. You were one of the ones smiling. Granted, we can only see it in the thumbnail that I posted rather than the video because she was cut off in that video. But you were one of the giddy ones. And you didn't even know it was in it. Well done. Well done. AG Bondi was pissed when she gave it to you, because that's not clear. Because you said, let's be clear. Was she pissed when she gave it to you? Because that makes it even worse. Because the deep state swamp creatures lied to her and gave her the files in the binder, pretending the contents, yes, a nothing burger, were the complete Epstein documents. Why aren't you pissed that SDNY defied President AG Bondi in an attempt to subvert your vote? Okay. Remember yesterday we talked about walking and chewing bubblegum? This is where we can walk and chew bubblegum. I'm pissed at you for being a gross propagandist, and I'm pissed at SDNY for not doing their fucking job. I don't know how much clearer I can be about that by saying they need to go to fucking jail. But why aren't you mad at them? I've not seen anybody be like, yeah, SDNY, what they did was great. That was awesome. I haven't seen anybody even close to something like that. Why aren't you mad at them? We are. We're also mad at you because you're gross. Evolve Potato, thank you. If this wasn't about child rape and basically the cover-up to protect the powerful, a Rickroll could be funny. But it's a very disgusting downplay of the continued government bread and circus. Yeah. I saw a lot of people using the term bread and circus today. Because this was nothing. It was nothing. Thank you, FL. Hang on. Why is that in my way? Get that off there. Thank you. The sheer amount of blatant corruption coming from the bureaucracy is astounding, from judges being tyrants to cowards to the feds being feds. Yeah, of course. Look, nothing I've said about how the right-wing influencers, fucking douchebags, how they behaved, exonerates in any way what the SDNY was doing here. And I know you didn't say it, but this is what Miss Wheeler's excuse is for her behavior. Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist $12. If they knew that they didn't have all the files, then why did they fucking do this? Fuck, I'm so pissed about this whole situation. Yeah, and I get that, Dark Resurrect, but again, it's kind of unclear here because Bondi is clearly pissed. We've seen that letter that she sent, the one we just read. And Liz here doesn't make it clear whether or not she knew that when she got the binder or not. She says, hey, she was clearly pissed. Okay, when she gave you the binder or after? Hey, Jack, how you doing?
I'm sleepy. I was asleep. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. We're just talking about the grossness of the conservative influencers today.
Oh my God, this was such a botched mess. I was so angry.
We're just reading Liz Wheeler's excuse for why that happened. It's not even an excuse, it's just deflection. Why aren't you mad at what the FBI in New York did? I am, bitch, but I'm also disgusted by you. I can do both.
Yeah. Such a lack of professionalism.
Why aren't you ashamed of how fucking giddy you were holding up what you thought was child abuse? There's nothing in that. Even if you're happy that the people are finally getting held accountable, what makes you giddy about children being abused?
Yeah, there was a distinct lack of professionalism, courtesy, and respect. I was disgusted by everything about this. It was such a fucking loss for the Republican Party, especially for Trump. This is a big spit in his face. Everything about this was done so poorly.
Anything else? I was going to move on because I've been on this for 40 minutes. If there's anything else you want to add?
I just want to, I'm sure, I think we're pretty much in agreement on a lot of this stuff. Yeah. I think this was so poorly done. I think Pam Bondi and Kash Patel look stupid because of this. And why were you so happy about getting a bunch of generic information that was already blacked out? I think that the only bright side is that the quartering was pissed that he wasn't one of the influencers.
Which is funny.
Yeah. So fuck that guy. But this was disgusting all around. And there's actual victims here. Children that were molested by celebrities and rich people. And some arrests need to be made. Anybody withholding the evidence should be arrested.
Yes.
And perp walked. And they have to do something because all this talking accomplishes nothing. Oh, we're going to release that. We're going to release that. And what do they give you? A little bit of fuck you.
The Attorney General, your boss's boss's boss, said, give me this information, and you withheld evidence.
Yeah. And Pam Bondi had to know this was not all the evidence.
Real quick, according to her letter, she didn't know this until yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not buying that because I've seen court paperwork, and when you're building a case, there's a lot more than 200 fucking pages. Because that's all they said they really had was 200 pages.
Real quick, let me get this. ID Crisis Design, thank you so much. What did you think, or what did the dance routine remind you of? Was that was AI, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to there.
There's a video going around on Twitter of the influencers who got it doing like a little, almost a rocket line kind of thing.
Oh yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm like, isn't that fake?
Cernovich did come out and say that they didn't know the reporters were there because the reporters were actually there for the U.S. UK summit thing that was happening. So a lot of them didn't know that there were reporters outside. That's why he always scowls. So it's hard to tell if he's being serious or not.
And that's fine. But their reaction to seeing the reporters was to hold up those books.
Yeah, there's only a few of them I would hold any respect for because they didn't do that dumb shit. But it's still a really bad look. And they look like assholes. Which most of them probably are, let's be real. But yeah, this whole thing was just a big fucking mess, and some heads need to roll. People need to lose their jobs. People need to go to jail, and they better start arresting people. They've had plenty of time to build cases against every single person they have video of.
I want to know. I'm willing to believe Bondi that she thought she had everything because she says she repeatedly asked. And I know that the FBI is full of dirty shitbags. My question is, if you knew this yesterday, why did you still go ahead with the release today?
I don't know. Why make up these folders of nothing?
Oh, according to Liz here, those were given to her. The deep state swamp creatures lied and gave her the files in the binder.
Well, that may be the case, but once you found out there were others, that you did have, you should have stopped, because those might be more important, maybe a little bit. So you shouldn't have done that. They should just cancel it, but like, look, something happened. We got some more information. We got some more stuff coming.
The issue here is that Bondi said that she's going to have them by this morning, 8 o'clock. Well, if you're on the West Coast, it's tomorrow morning. 8 o'clock, she will have these. That's what she said to Patel. And hopefully he gets her all the information. I don't know why she doesn't jump on a plane. New York's not that far from D.C.
I don't either. Grab some U.S. Marshals, get on a goddamn plane, and get over there and make it a show of fucking force.
Yeah, go take it.
Yeah, you go in there and you arrest everybody in that office until you figure out who is withholding information.
No. We detain them. We don't arrest them.
Whatever. A detainment is an arrest, according to the Supreme Court. And then we all ask them for IDs. It's just like one of those traffic stops that we always see where they're obsessed with the goddamn ID. Oh, you were walking down the street. I need to see your ID. No, you don't. Fuck off. Leave me alone.
But
do it just like that. Just swarm the office, arrest everybody, or detain everybody, and until you find the answers that you need, and none of that. Now they have till 8 a.m. to destroy every goddamn thing there.
Here's the other problem. Because there's new information, it's going to take another 2 weeks before anything's released.
Yeah, because they got to go through and block out the names and addresses of all the victims.
This is why there were people on Twitter this last week like, where are the Epstein files? We were promised the Epstein files almost 2 weeks ago. Yeah, there's actually a federal regulation about releasing this stuff, and the minimum amount of time it can take to release classified information is 2 weeks. Yeah, it has to be gone through, and they have to, do their, hey, we're really important. Some of this should still be classified. We got to look like we deserve our jobs. Bullshit.
Yeah. But they still need to punish the people. Like, I would shut that whole office down and redo it top to bottom and make everybody justify their jobs.
Yep.
Like, prove you didn't do this. Because they're federal employees. This is not a trial. You don't have due process rights. You need to start justifying shit. This is ridiculous. People need to be arrested for this. They are losing so much credibility by the fact that nobody's been arrested yet to this point.
Yeah.
And now you got these new people coming in. They look like clowns. If they don't come down hard, this will never stop. They will constantly have employees subverting them. You need to drop the hammer of God and put the fear in these people. It's insulting to the people, and it looks like these two new heads that we were all pushing for are actually just few other swamp creatures. And I'm really pissed about this whole thing because there's no reason this should have happened at all. First of all, Pam Bondi's been to court enough to know that was not all the paperwork. There's no fucking way. Unless they did what I said they did when they left that island and tossed everything in the ocean.
Wrestler Town, thank you so much. Dudes, not planes. It's a 3.5 hour drive. They should be 6 hours into the raid already. I look, as the director of the FBI and the Attorney General, they do have planes on standby specifically so they can go to the different places around the world. They'd have been there in what, 45 minutes?
Oh, tops. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want it to look like a fucking episode of G.I. Joe assaulting a Cobra base. I'm really angry about this whole thing because it made them look like fools.
Yeah.
And it's insulting to all the voters that were pushing for these guys to get in this position so they could do precisely this, release these files. Instead, we get a clown show that makes the transparency of Obama and Biden look like a fucking walk in the park where everybody's like, oh, yeah, here, to look at whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick. Thank you, Cult of Krill, for that feminist donation. Send in the agents who did Waco. Tell them there are kids in the basement. Just don't let them have accelerants. You know what? I'd be fine with that.
I wonder if any of the people in the New York office are people who were at Waco.
I mean, at this point, nothing surprises me. And I expect treachery from government agents. But this kind of inter-party fighting is to be expected. Although both Cash and Pam Bondi should have known. They should have known better. They're being naive to think it would all just be turned over. So it makes them look incompetent, and it makes them look like regular old swamp creatures. I do not trust anybody in the government to begin with, and I am really mad about this whole thing.
The other thing that bothers me is how Bondi announced this, because when she announced it yesterday, Wednesday, I don't know where you are, so what day it is for you, but she talks about the horrible stuff. But everything that was released was stuff that was already known. There was nothing really new in this, except for they gave out Epstein's address books and, blacked out all the phone numbers in it.
Yeah. Maybe she is like, some people are afraid of clowns. Some people are afraid of like boats or something. Maybe she's afraid of black bars. That's the only thing I can think of. She has some sort of aversion to little black boxes and bars.
Maybe she's racist. She doesn't like black boxes.
Yeah.
Don't laugh at that. That was horrible.
That was funny.
But it was nothing. She had nothing yesterday and knew she had nothing and still pumped it up. So even saying, hey, New York didn't give us everything. Okay. But then yesterday, when you're telling us that you're going to release it, why didn't you say, hey, there's really nothing new in this?
Yeah, like I said, there needs to be a wrath of God reaction to this, to the people that withheld the information, and they need to start arresting actual pedophiles out of this. Or this is just more Republicans snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah, because they made a big show of this, and it was a nothing burger.
Yeah, and that kind of sets a standard. We are early enough in Trump's presidency that if this is how they're operating, there's going to be a lot of talk and not a lot of things done. So I was really, really frustrated today, and I think my Twitter pretty accurately reflected that since I kept bitching about it. But then with the House GOP putting up that stupid Rickroll.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that idiot needs to be fired. And Luna said, I don't know who did this, but they're going to be fired.
They should be, because that was fucking stupid.
That was crass on a good day. But stupid really undersells it. It makes them look like they're not taking anything seriously, especially with this big debacle. You have this giant debacle where all these documents are withheld and everybody gets a bunch of junk. And then they Rickroll you? That tells me the Republicans aren't taking any of this seriously. They don't care about the victims. They don't care about any of this shit. Because their own interns have total contempt for the fact that these child predators are still on the loose.
And
I was very angry about that. It wasn't just insensitive. It was so out of touch.
Yes. And this is why I said at the beginning of this, guys, everybody looked shitty today.
Yeah, there's no coming out of this without a bunch of turds on you. This is the Back to the Future scene with the manure getting dumped on Biff's car. Nobody was innocent. Nobody looked good. It was just a complete shit show. I'm sorry to be. I know you talked out about this already, but I just got here and I'm still mad.
No, that's why I said if you had anything to say, because the next one I'm going to go off on because I am fucking disgusted with so many people today.
Oh.
And this one is actually from last night. We just didn't really, it was kind of breaking around the time we were live, at least where I see it. Because I believe it or not, guys, I don't actually follow mainstream media. I just run into it constantly because that's my job. The Tate brothers are in the United States, Jack.
I saw this.
The fucking Tate brothers reportedly due to pressure from the Trump administration.
Yeah, I don't know. I know their grandmother just died and their mom's sick, but I really hope that's not true. Because first of all, we've been trying to get rid of rapists and pimps out of our country that came here illegally. Why are we inviting them in? I really hope that DeSantis gets his AG working fast.
The issue here is that right now there's no evidence in the United States of this because the United States hasn't worked on this at all.
There is some kind of case against them for a sex assault that was in the works here, but they could get them on witness intimidation.
Yes.
Because that one victim is in Florida. The one that allegedly accuses everybody of sex assault. So I don't know. I know there are a lot of laws about international travel for sex and for transporting people for sex.
Sure.
So I don't know how much Florida can do about that, but at this point, I'm not confident enough in Pam Bondi to get her shit together to go after them. But, you know, maybe DeSantis could come up with something.
Andrew Tate and his brother arrive in Florida. How does it feel to be Tristan? You don't even get your fucking name in the headline.
Well, his name's Tristan. That's embarrassing enough.
I hold Andrew's balls when he's banging dudes. Andrew Tate and brother arrive in Florida after leaving Romania, spokesperson says. Andrew Tate has come here, and the administration isn't saying, and the Romanians are saying, no, we totally weren't pressured. But this happens right after a U.S. diplomat meets with Romanian diplomats and confirms that they discussed the Tate brothers in their meeting. But totally, there was no actual pressure. You guys believe me, right?
Totally.
Wink, wink. You guys, you believe it, right? It is disgusting to me that these two fucking little shitbags are being propped up by right-wing influencers anyway.
Yep.
Seriously, I have very little respect for Tucker Carlson after that fucking interview we watched.
Yep.
Candace Owens is a retard and has always been a retard, so I kind of get it in that case. But Tucker, you're better than that, or should be.
Yeah.
But they've latched onto these two idiots who are savvy enough to be like, you know, the right wing will come protect us as long as we say we're victims. We're just like Trump. We're being abused by a legal system for the things we admitted repeatedly to doing, bragged repeatedly about doing.
On video,
on multiple podcasts, over multiple years.
Yeah. Wow.
I want to get to Tate's comment. Where was that? He, speaking to the media outside Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport in Florida on Thursday after landing, Tate said, "I think my brother and I are largely misunderstood. I agree, but not the way you're saying." Where are we? I think my brother and I are misunderstood. There's a lot of opinions about us, all the things that go around about us on the internet. He added, "It's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, as my brother and I are." Bruh, You bragged about the very things you were accused of. This is why anytime somebody comes to, oh, they are innocent until proven guilty. In a court of law, yes, but are you fucking retarded?
Right. Look, it's not like they did it once on a hot mic. They've bragged about this for years.
Yes. They specifically said they went to Romania because you can just bribe officials there and break the law.
Yeah, which, I mean, probably accurate, but still should be a get out of jail free card.
Why are you in Romania, Andrew? Is it just the oppression you like so much?
It's all that freedom.
Yeah, so they've landed, and there's a whole bunch. The young Republicans in Florida were like, because DeSantis came out and said there's no place for these idiots in my state. And the young Republicans there went, we invite them to come speak to us because we're retarded.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
I'm pretty sure that was the exact quote the first time it went out, and then it got revised.
Let's talk about the things Andrew Tate has admitted to doing, because it's really kind of disgusting. Andrew Tate has admitted to fraud.
Yeah.
Flat out fraud. Stuff he should go to jail for bilking men. Because they're the thing that everybody always says to me about Andrew Tate, but he's done a lot for men. Really? Because he bragged about robbing them. He bragged about using their loneliness against them to take all of their money.
Yep.
He bragged that he would have these girls pretend that they were going to meet up with these guys. Hey, send me money for plane tickets. And then the guys would send the money. And then they'd be like, oh, I can't meet you.
Well,
and then the guys would always come back and they could do it again. This is shit he bragged about publicly.
Yeah, but the real part of the fraud for me is when he said that the women would be typing on a fake keyboard and he would be the one replying to the men. That's a deceptive fraud to me.
It's deceptive, but I don't know how illegal it is. Lying to them, saying, I will meet you if you give me money, and then backing. That is actual criminal fraud.
Oh, absolutely. Look, this guy's a piece of shit, and he needs to pay for what he's done, especially taking women overseas, taking their passport on the promises of a relationship, which is called the lover boy method, and forcing them to do cam shows and various other sundry dirty acts.
Hey, all he ever did was make TikTok videos.
TikTok.
That's all I did. TikTok.
No, Kesha did TikTok. You're just a piece of shit.
Yeah. You think he's a pimp. No, he's not. He's a sex trafficker.
Well, he might be a pimp too. I mean, they're still looking into that.
He's a piece of shit. And all the right-wing influencers out there who are like, Andrew Tate is a good guy. Fuck you. You and I have entirely different versions of what a good guy is.
Yeah.
But he says men should stand up for themselves. He helps men. No, he doesn't. He takes advantage of them. How are you a man and too stupid to fucking see that?
Look, Monkey, he also smokes cigars and talks about fucking trans.
Hey. When he said that he'd rather bang a dude than a chick, I knew that he was really a man.
That's how you know how masculine it is. He was so heteronormative that he wants to plow some pretty dude in the booty, in the pussy.
Best case scenario, Andrew Tate lied about committing crimes for clout. That's the best case scenario here.
Yeah.
I need somebody to explain that to me, how that makes him a role model or a good person or anybody you should discuss in any way other than saying, fuck this guy.
Because a bunch of people that didn't have fathers are like, oh my God, he's so cool.
Look, I have a daddy now. The guy who bangs guys on the internet.
He doesn't understand what t-shirts are for.
Fuck this guy, man. And fuck everybody who's backing him up. He is a dirty piece of shit who's admitted to all of his crimes.
Yep.
Whether he's found guilty in a court of law or not, if I jaywalk, Jack, and I don't get a ticket for it, it doesn't mean I didn't jaywalk. If I don't know, murder my wife in Brentwood and don't get found guilty, it doesn't mean I didn't actually murder my wife.
Or her friend.
Or her friend.
I mean, let's not forget about him, okay?
This is so fucking stupid.
It's incredibly stupid. And there is enough of his own words being recorded out there that a 30-second cursory search should be able to pull up enough compilations of shit. Murdered by Crayons' X feed should be more than enough to show you the evidence of what he's done. He's a bad man. Maybe he fell for his ruse. I don't know. But there's a time and a place to say, hey, this guy's a piece of shit. And that's, we're well past the opportunity to see through all the crap that he was. Plus, he was taking money for that PhD program that he did, that
Pimp and hose degree.
Yeah, pimp and hose degree, which was how to be a human trafficker 101.
Verifier says, I warned my teen son about these clowns 4 years ago. Thankfully, he is an intelligent kid. Good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you don't guide your kids, somebody else will, and it'll be somebody like Tate.
And I can't shake the feeling that this was Trump listening to Barron. We know that Trump went on things like the Aiden Ross podcast because of Barron. And Mr. Trump, you really need to step in and talk to your son. That booger-eating retard is really not somebody your kids should be looking up to. But
yeah, well, that's the problem with being young is you're foolish.
Yeah, but Trump was asked about this, and he said, I don't know nothing about that. I hope that's true. I really do. Because I could also see this as just, I don't know, people like Laura Loomer being like, no, he's a really good guy. I can see influence elsewhere besides Barron, but I just can't shake the feeling, especially with him going on Aiden Ross. Because Aiden Ross was a Tate disciple. That fucking retard. Seriously, that booger-eating retard. I can't say his name without saying booger eater because he eats his boogers on stream constantly.
Yeah, that's so fucking nasty.
That's who your sons are looking up to, folks.
People that actually eat their snot on camera.
A booger-eating Tate sycophant.
Ugh.
Yeah. I get why Trump would go on there, for the male vote and all that, but the fact that helped with the male vote is so fucking sad to me.
Yeah.
So sad.
There's a lot of misguided young people out there.
But yeah, fuck Andrew Tate and all the people who are like, hey, he's been railroaded by holding him accountable for the things he admitted to. Do you know what railroaded means? It doesn't mean driving there yourself.
Yeah.
That's driving. I do love that narrative. He's been railroaded.
Well, to be fair, it's traveling monkey.
I'm
going to need to speak with your admiral.
How did this guy get to be anything other than everyone else that acts like this guy? We treat like the jokes that they are.
Yeah.
But this guy, who, let's be honest, most of everything about him is fake. I mean, I beat chess masters when I was 5. No, you didn't, you retard.
Yeah, they record all that. They have a log book of professional chess players. His dad was a chess player, apparently a pretty good one. But Andrew was not anywhere near that good.
I didn't see this until later in the day. His name actually came up. I have to talk about another disturbing thing that I'd never heard of before, Jack.
Oh.
Boy moms. Do you know what a boy mom is?
Is that the mother of a male child?
Technically, yes, but no. These are incredibly strange women, Jack, who fetishize their children, their boy children.
This is gonna be some creepy shit, isn't it?
We're not going to delve deep into it because I didn't pull up my own videos. I was going to, and then I decided to hang out with my wife and family, and I was like, well, not going to do that today. But this is a quote in the boy mom community. This is one of their Bible verses. I saw this quote about what it feels like to be the mother of a son that said, "Your son growing up will feel like the slowest breakup you've ever known, and that aches every part of my heart."
I'm sorry, what?
This isn't even the worst. One of the other ones that they like to say is, "I was his first love. I was his first kiss." Jack, would you describe your mom kissing you as your first kiss?
No.
Yeah, me either. Bruce says I'm out. I don't blame you. I really don't. These women are fucking gross, dude.
No, these are the moms that will get stuck in the dryer.
Yes. This is some seriously fucked up shit. These women treat these little boys. There was one that I saw. She was mad because like her 5-year-old kid got a bracelet from a girl at school who said, "Tomorrow I'm going to make you my boyfriend." And she told him, "You put that away. We'll see." And she didn't come back. Ha!
Oh my God, that's weird and
Like,
unhealthy on so many levels.
Why are you jealous of a little girl, yo? Especially
why.
involving your son.
This is some weird incest, pseudo porn, creepy shit. I'm very uncomfortable. I need an adult.
Gigi says, so Oedipus complex in reverse. Yes. And how many of you surprised that I can say Oedipus?
I think we're all surprised you could say Oedipus. Especially with your eye all fucked up. Yeah, I'm sure there's a clinical term for this. I don't remember what it is, but I know there is one. And it's a little weird and very, very unhealthy for everybody involved.
It's gross. This is can you imagine if this was said about a father-daughter? We would all be going like, yo, somebody needs to keep that dad away from that little girl.
Yeah.
Describing your relationship with your child as the slowest breakup. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Dude, I'm gonna need to up my blood pressure meds because this is what the hell happened today? Were you asleep for like 18 hours?
No, that's the weird part. I didn't think so. Now, the video I watched about this is from this one chick that I watch who does very long videos that she goes way too long on. So I'm not going to recommend that one. Instead, there was one that was sent to me by this weird chick who's kind of funny, but also kind of annoying. And this video is over a year old. So this boy mom thing has been around for a while. And until now, we've just been lucky enough not to run into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably been around a very long time, but I'm disturbed how many creepers can network over the internet.
So I'm not recommending this video because I'm like a big fan of this creator or anything. I know very little about them. Their name is Funky Frog Bait. And you'll get to see a whole lot more of these examples. And yeah, it's excessively creepy, Jack.
Can I say I'm a little jealous of having a really cool handle like that, like Funky Frog Bait?
Right? Yeah.
I got really lazy with mine. Excuse me.
I just want to show a screenshot from her video. This is another one of these. This is apparently a TikTok thing, Jack. When your 8-year-old comes home from school with his first girlfriend and mommy grabbing on his leg like, please don't leave me. You're my whole world.
This is so unhealthy.
they describe their relationship with their sons as falling in love.
Yeah, some of these parents are touching these kids.
There's one video of this lady whose son, he's a football player. And after the game, she runs onto the field, jumps up, and wraps her legs around his waist.
Wow, he's in high school, I assume.
Yeah.
That is insanely embarrassing. Also,
and inappropriate.
That's underselling it. I would be looking at her hard drive. Also, are all of these children named Norman? Because there's some Bates Motel shit going on here.
I bet you most of them are named Tristan and Hunter and that kind of shit.
Oh, boy.
There's another one of a mom doing that same pose. She's jumped up onto the front of her child like a little screech monkey. As he kind of moves around, almost dancing. She's got her head just tucked into his shoulder with her legs wrapped around his waist.
Yeah, she's probably grinding her pelvis on him too, like a fucking weirdo. I'm horrified by this.
And we've barely scratched the surface of some of the stuff in here.
Oh, yeah. So once it gets on TikTok, everybody's like, oh, I should be doing that because they're all fucking drones and stupid these days.
Well, the one video that I will throw her video in here. She also has a lot of other issues that her video is a little distracting because she has trouble staying on topic, and she's trying to make this point that a mom telling her son, nobody will ever love you like I do when they're children. That just really fucks with their brains because even adults can't get insulted without it really affecting them. I was like, what?
Oh, dear God, this is so.
And this is the woman speaking against this crap, and she's like, and if you say no, that's just you trying to be masculine. Like, no, it's not. I don't. If somebody insults me, I really don't give a fuck because I'm not a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to be somebody I respected or cared about saying it for it to bother me even the slightest. Yeah. So, like, we're on the internet, and we talk pretty routinely on the internet. We have heard some vile things thrown at us, from death threats to like cheap playground insults. Somebody's saying something like that, I'm like, okay.
Well, and I should be specific there, not just being insulted, but in a joking manner by friends and stuff. Because if your friends joke about it enough, you'll start to believe it. I'm like, you're a girl.
Yeah, that's a chick thing. If your friends rag you about something constantly, you're probably going to end up in a fight with one of them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you learn to let it go because you have other shit to do because the world ain't fixing itself.
But I put that video in there, and you guys can check it out. There's a whole lot more examples than the first video that I gave you guys. And they're all creepy as shit, Jack. They are fucking gross.
Yeah. Real quick. Thank you, Keldrick. I have many concerns and want to puke. I'm right there with you, buddy.
Yeah.
It's just been one of those days. This is... Wow.
I was going to go through TikTok, and then I realized I don't have a TikTok account, and I didn't want to sign up for one. And that's why we don't have more of our own examples.
Yeah.
She goes on at quite a length about P. Diddy's mom. I think P. Diddy was sexually abused by his mother.
That would explain a lot.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The way that these two kiss each other is oof. The only thing missing is tongue.
Yeah, it's very unhealthy looking. Yeah. Oh, real quick. Thank you, frickin' low permit. Q Ren and Stimpy horse. Call the police. Concerned whisper.
Hey, we'll just do some of the we'll jump through and see some of the screenshots. This is something somebody posted on Twitter. I seen my son's penis today. I was in complete shock. Like, boy, put that big thing away. Respect your mom.
I suspect that she is not meaning what she's saying there. This is some weird pedo shit, man. It's just a different fetish.
You went to the internet to talk about the size of your son's junk.
Not only did you probably go out of your way to see it, you went on the internet and told everybody about it.
Yep.
Fucking sick bastards or bitches, whatever appropriate terminology would be.
Let's see. Can we find another good one in here? This chick did a very long video on this stuff. Oh, this is a great video. So this mom has 3 children, and she's standing behind them, and she bumps her 2 daughters out of the way to give the boy candy. Because that's apparently another thing in this group, is that many of them have multiple children, including like mostly daughters and then a son. And yeah, they treat their daughters like afterthoughts.
I noticed you didn't mention the word father.
No, none of these have fathers involved.
Yeah.
Real quick, let me get this. Sorry, Dangerous. I did see it. I got distracted. Thank you so much for reminding me. Dangerous, thank you. Right wing being sensitive to unjust treatment makes perfect sense, and not everyone has the time to research a person. But at least listen when other people tell you someone might be a bad person. And this is why, when it comes to the Tate brothers fans, I especially like the ones like even Candace Owens said, I blame people like Candace Owens. I blame people like Tucker Carlson, because they have no excuse. They have staff that can look this shit up, and they purposefully ran interference for him.
Yeah.
But anyway, see if we can find on long videos like this. It's so much harder to find specific points. Oh, that's about P. Diddy's mom. That is just a gross situation.
Is this the girl that is telling us about it?
Yeah, and she's the one that just goes on way too long. So we're not gonna. Hey, wait, damn!
She looks like she's got daddy issues. That's my wheelhouse.
She actually, the reason she came on my radar is because Vaush did a video about her, basically calling her pick me thought.
Look, you didn't have to sell her to me. I was already kind of interested. I took one look at that girl, and I'm like, she's got a lot of daddy issues. I'm old. I could be her daddy for a few days.
Fuck. Thank you, Just Another Guy, for that very generous donation. On the epidemic of single mothers and their disaster, they have had, and the disaster they've had on the whole of society, this never ends well. Have to Jack. I'll make sure he gets that. Thank you so much. That's very, very kind.
Who was that?
That was Just Another Guy.
Oh, well, thank you, Just Another Guy.
Yes, thank you.
I know I can't let you go. So find someone great, but don't find no one better.
Oh, this part. Okay. So they also take like love songs and use the lyrics to describe their relationships with their sons.
Oh my God, this gets creepier and creepier. It's like all the shitty TikTok trends produced this.
From a breakup song, the lyrics go, "You've moved on, found someone new, one more girl who brings out the better in you. And now I'm picking her apart, like cutting her down will make you miss my wretched heart. But she's beautiful, she looks kind, she probably gives you butterflies. I hope you're happy, but not like how you were with me. I'm selfish, I know, I can't let you go. So find someone great, but don't find no one better."
Those are lyrics that people on TikTok are singing to their sons.
Wow. For one of the rare times, man, I really don't know what to say other than this is gross on pretty much every visceral level that I can think of.
Erica says, boy mom here, and I think it's all gross. You're not, no. So you are the mother of a son. My wife is the mother of a son. She is not a boy mom. Because boy moms have a sick, incestuous fetish with their children.
Yeah, I think they've kind of ruined the phrase boy moms. Wow. When you first mentioned this and asked me if I knew what it was, my first thought was it was some hairy dude in a dress raping his kids. And I got about half of that right from the look of it.
No, I have a feeling that if you went to these ladies' houses on any given day, you would see them in the halfway sticking out of the dryer going, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Timmy, help me.
Or just walking in the room like, oops, I dropped my robe and I'm naked.
Yeah.
Oh, this is creepy, man.
Yeah, this goes beyond a parent's love for a child. This is fetishizing them sexually.
Yeah. Wow. Real quick, thank you, JB. Some levity. Today the DVD I ordered showed up. It's called Kikyo, the return of a Japanese made-for-TV movie. Kikyo, the return. Never heard of it. It's cool because the main character, Tetsuya Nakadai, who is famous as like 85 years old in the film. He was the handgun guy from Yojimbo. Oh, okay. Nice. I'm glad you got something cool in the mail. I got like a bunch of bills. It was sad. So, but thank you. I'm glad you had I hope it's good. I'll look it up.
This one says everyone talks about the bond between a dad and a daughter, but the chokehold a son has on his mom is like no other. And this woman says, and the bond and love can't be explained.
Oh, I think it can be with therapy. Yeah,
we have a word for what it is with you people.
Yeah, I could probably find it in the DSM-5 if you want.
Yeah, it's illegal in every state.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. They're so creepy, dude. They're so creepy. No, that's not the one. There's one right in here where it's like, there it is. A son is his mom's first and last true love. I can't get it right on the thing there, but no. Your son should not. There it is. A son is a mom's first and last true love.
Just admit you're an obsessive pervert and get it over with, you know? Like, that's super creepy. These are just sad, lonely, single moms desperate for male attention and probably pedophiles.
Yeah, if this was a dad and a daughter relationship, everybody would be calling for that motherfucker to be arrested.
Oh, absolutely.
I was my daughter's first kiss. You belong in prison.
Yeah, you're just for saying that out in public. Creepy weirdos.
I was the first one to ever kiss my daughter. Kissed her right on the forehead. I was not my daughter's first kiss. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, it goes from the difference between being a loving parent and being a creepy weirdo. There's a wide gap in between those.
Dangerous, thank you. Remember when the concern was mothers trying to be their child's friend, not their parent? I miss those days. Back to the Future was not supposed to be a guide, you fucking weirdo freaks. Yeah, right. Yeah. Mom's not supposed to be trying to hump Marty, okay?
Ugh.
No matter what his finger smelled like afterwards.
Thank you again, Furcane Lopamit. If this and men and women's sports is where feminism has led us, and we need to consider what sort of damage the ideology has caused, then we really need to stop it right now. I'd say this brand of feminism has run its course. Oh, it ran its course about 20 years ago. But doing this kind of shit, oh, dude, yeah. Stopping it's the minimum we need to do. We need to wipe it off the earth. This is some weird, pervy shit. What is the theme of pedophiles today?
I don't know. I really want to find. I wish I could find the video of the mom jumping on her child because it is so grossly inappropriate, Jack. Oh, look, she watched the video that was sent to me.
Oh.
It's different. And now I feel at last never thought that I would be that toxic boy mom. I love my 4 kids equally, but that last little boy just hits different. And now I feel like I'm having this existential crisis. Or I wouldn't be that mom, that toxic boy mom. He hits his sisters, he punches them. I'm like, maybe he's having a hard day. So when
your son is abusing your daughters and you're making excuses for him.
Well, she's in love with him. He's her little man. It's mama's.
when I think about my daughters getting married, I get excited, right? Think about their dresses, planning their weddings. When I think about my son's wedding, I want to cry. Boy moms, we got to step up. We got to realize that we are the problem.
Tell me.
Well, yeah, you are.
Boy moms, we got to step up. We got to realize that we are the problem.
Tell me you're a boy mom without telling me you're a boy mom.
For those of you who don't see your screen and what's happening right there, this mom is working at the stove and she filmed her boys walking by, patting her on the ass.
That's so unhealthy. I got nothing, man. This is fucked up. What is today? Did one of the seals open? Is Jesus coming back? Because this is some demonic shit going on.
JB, I was going to shut it down because that I think I've made my point about these women, but I did not want to see this today. It just happens that I follow that chick. She had a new video. I was like, oh, what is this? And I started watching. I was like, what the fuck is this? You should not be that into your kid.
And your kid should definitely not be in you. Specifying for the people in the back.
Yeah, apparently some of them need to be told that because seriously, they talk about them like they're their boyfriends and or their life partner.
They talk about them in the same way middle school girls talk about a guy they like.
Yeah, and one of the things that the second video I put into chat there, guys, that she points out is that a lot of these women act like they've been jilted by a man.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just building their own little person, the ideal man for them.
Yeah. They're molding them because it's some sort of reversion to a younger mentality that's safe to them. And then they're building the boys around that ideal of like a 12-year-old girl would have. This is really messed up. These are very unhealthy people.
My mom had 3 boys, and she made no bones about thinking no woman would ever be good enough for us. But not to the point where she'd be like, so you can never have a woman, which some of these chicks are at that level.
Yeah, well, they already have a woman. They have mother.
My mom taught us how to cook and was very proud of telling us she did it so we wouldn't have to rely on any women in our lives. By the way, you should teach all of your kids to cook so that they're not relying on other people to do it for them.
Yeah, they might starve to death otherwise.
But these women have made TikTok videos in that vein, but instead of teaching him to cook so he doesn't have to rely on anybody else, so he doesn't hook up with your dirty snatch of a daughter.
Yeah. Your whore can't touch my baby. What?
And these are like 5-year-old kids. You're the one called so he doesn't have to deal with your e-thoughts. Like, the girls you're talking about are his age. They're not thoughts yet. Why are you this jealous over other little girls? I don't get it. And I think I've proven I love my children very much. And when my daughter left for college, I cried like a baby, Jack.
Yeah,
but
but
not
that's
because I felt like I was breaking up with her.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It was like my baby's leaving, not my lover is gone. God,
No.
these people are sick.
She's grown up and doesn't need daddy to protect her anymore. That's both the proudest and saddest moment of my life.
Yeah, it's a life transition period for both of you, where you have a new role that's different from the role you were playing. You are no longer the guiding old master.
Yeah.
You know, your role has changed. So there is, of course, that closure of a chapter in your life, and now she's starting her life outside of the family unit, and that's a big transition for any young person. But this is some creepy shit, not what you're describing there. That's what you described as a healthy feeling
Yes.
of transition.
And these people are like, nobody's gonna please him like I can. That's
Yeah.
not something you should ever say about your child.
Yeah, no, these people have like porn brain.
Yes. And it's gross. And as was mentioned, yeah, fathers are never a part of any of this.
I mean, hold on, let me fund my shock bag because I don't think it got refilled yet.
There is a special dynamic with parents and children. The dad, daughter, mother, son, father, son, mother, daughter. They're all special dynamics. What they shouldn't be is singing love songs to their children. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's not a sexual dynamic. Jesus.
I will never understand the bond between my sons and my wife. Because as they've aged, they do. That's my mom. Don't you ever say nothing about her. That's my mom. And it's just the male female thing. You're the protector. You're the son, old enough now to protect mom if need be. Cool. But they're like that with their sister. They would protect their sister too. It's not, she's my woman. No.
Yeah. Well, maybe in Alabama, but
that woman with 3 sons slapping her ass had to have a dad around some. Well, not necessarily. I mean, it doesn't take that long to procreate. She could be an AOC and never even saw their face. Allegedly.
the bar is a busy place, monkey.
Who, as a father, let's say there is a dad in that home. Your wife posts a video of your son slapping your ass.
I can tell you what I would do.
Me and Lady Monkey would have one hell of a fight over that one.
Oh yeah. Well, first I would contact a couple of shrinks and have the kids analyzed to see if they were diddled. Then the divorce papers would be coming because there are boundaries. And the kids slapping your ass like that, no, there's something weird going on, or you're psychologically disturbed. Which one is it, lady?
I think both, if I'm being honest.
I would agree.
I did not need to know what boy moms were. Fuck. What is wrong with people, Jack?
I don't know. But you know what we really need right now? Is Medicare to make a goddamn video about this so everybody knows about it.
Yeah. AP makes better videos than Medicare. AP, make a girl or a boy mom video.
Yeah, dude. If does AP know about this? Because
I don't know.
He's been busy with other stuff.
Oh man, I watched his video, and the guy that's in that video, I remember him. I remember when that guy got arrested.
Yeah, I thought he looked familiar. I vaguely remember because he was around for some of the lol cow stuff. When internet blood sports was falling apart. It was right around that era, I think.
No, Pyrus, I wasn't insulting Medicare. I like Medicare's videos. I just think AP does better videos.
I think they're pretty equal. But at least AP's still making videos and not dying on us, or going through chrysalis to become an actual internet god. Because Medicare's not dying; he's transforming.
He's metamorphizing.
Yes, he will live forever through the internet as a cyber being. the cyber god of mischief.
So the AP video we're talking about, guys, it's Adonis Paul's newest video over on his Adonis Paul channel, which for some reason YouTube doesn't like to show me. They
Right?
always take me to AP Live instead, which I don't understand.
I think it's purposefully misdirecting people because he's not making videos on one channel. That's the one that gets promoted.
He was he made a video about this chick defending this creepy bastard. You know, if I saw this guy just wandering, I would go, he probably touches kids.
Right? He looks the type.
He's got the I definitely touch kids chin beard going on.
Yeah.
And if you don't touch kids and you have that chin beard, you should shave it because everybody thinks you touch kids.
Yes. And
Just
driving
telling
a
you.
panel van probably not helping.
Yeah.
I'm
So
an
this-
ice cream man.
This guy was around the internet and he'd been on a couple of shows that AP had been on. I remember him from around that time. I was never involved with him, but I do remember when he got arrested. He was a teacher, a 3-year-old teacher, 35, something like that,
Something like that.
who picked up a 14-year-old girl from school, not one of his students. That makes it so much better. Took her home where he had her for 6 hours.
Watching
went-
anime.
Watching anime, yes. She goes back home and mommy calls for a rape kit.
Yeah, because
Oops.
mom interrogated this girl for like 10 minutes and she's like, we did stuff. And they were like, oh, poopsie.
Now, this guy has told about 30 different versions of this story, and in all of them, shockingly, Jack, he didn't even touch the girl.
Oh, no, he was just there to be a mentor in her pants. He was just trying to guide her through life's journey in her pants.
This chick, Laura Izaguirre, is a activist journalist, as it says there on the screen, who is basically running cover for child molesters, and she's highlighted him.
Well, I'm pretty sure she is him.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I mean, I think that's the big reveal we're going for here. I'm 90% sure they're the same person.
But they write these stories about how these girls, these minxes, tricked these men.
Those sultry little hussies at 14 seducing these 35-year-old men, tricking them and trapping them into touching their no-nos.
Well, depending on which version of the story he tells, either he met this girl through his friend or on an 18-plus website.
Dude,
I don't
these days you got to card chicks. She comes over to your house. You're like, before
No.
you come in, I'm going to need to see some ID. I'm going to turn into every cop on the internet, need to see that ID before you can leave. Before you get in my house.
I'm sorry. In many cases, I might even give you that argument, but this guy was a teacher who taught this age of children. And I know sometimes kids can look older, but 14-year-olds don't look 18. They just don't.
Yeah, he should have known better. I, of course, think he did know better.
Oh, of course he did.
It's fucking gross. Again, we're on a pedo theme tonight. What is going on in the world that all these pedophiles are creeping out of the woodwork today?
Well, for some reason, there's people out there who are trying to make the pedophiles the victims. And in this case, seriously, watch the whole video. We're not going to watch it because it's AP stuff. And while I don't think he'd have a problem with us doing that, it's an hour and a half long, and we're already an hour and 44 minutes into this show, and I don't want to be doing it in 3 days.
And he needs the views because
He does need the views.
So for doing this,
yeah, we'll toss the link in the chat. But they actually blame the little harlots. Okay. In one of his tellings, the girl he thinks is 18 that he's really attracted to comes onto him and forces herself on him.
Oh, he could. You can't say no. Then it's like a requirement. You're forced to perform. It's the reverse Handmaid's Tale. It's the hand job's tale.
I want y'all to look very closely at this screen. Anybody believing this guy was fighting off a chick? Anyone?
I mean, it's conceivable that a hooker would beat him up, but like get robbed for his lunch money kind of thing. But no, this dude, he's got criminal head shape. He's got that stupid chin beard. And yeah, everything about him says red flag.
Dangerous, thank you. Ma'am, we don't appreciate you using the words whore and my man when talking to your 6-year-old son's female classmates. I in part blame boy mom parents. Where'd they learn this behavior? It's not from their parents. It's from an insecurity in themselves. Some people and girls tend to be more insecure than men anyway. So we used to have boundaries, and slowly, starting in the 80s, you see the fetishization of kids, not in the sexual way, but just as almost like a cult object.
Yeah.
And that has slowly morphed into he's my best friend, and now into I'm gonna date him. He gonna breed me. That's great. But are we really that far away from it?
No.
And I think this is why we've seen the rise of these female teachers touching boys.
There's very little consequence for female rapists.
JB, thank you. Fuck these degenerates. They ruin lives. You want violence? This is how you get violence. Justified violence. I would tend to agree. Yeah.
Yeah. At some point, society breaks down enough, you get vigilantes. Been saying it for years. We're on the cusp of that. It was a lot closer in 2020, but it will not surprise me if people start taking the law in their own hands with this creepy shit.
I was getting to a point and I got off track, but with him talking about how this girl, I didn't want to really do her, but I did her because she forced herself on me. Why would you need to tell that tale if you honestly thought she was 18? Because if you honestly thought she was 18, you didn't think you were doing anything wrong.
No, he was saving himself for marriage. You don't understand. He was like, no, I am a wholesome Christian. And she's like, give me that wiener. And he's like, oh, under the threat of violence, I will.
No,
he cried the whole time.
Look, man, I'm a good looking guy. When I was in high school and in my own marriage here, I've had women force themselves on me. And it took all of like 3 seconds for me to be like, yeah, this sounds like a good idea.
They're very sneaky with their hypnotic juices.
They're blaming the girls.
Of course they are. That's why I think that dude is behind the whole thing. Real quick though, thank you, Keldrick. That's not a red flag. That's a whole fucking red medieval tapestry.
Yes.
Yeah, fact. Like you really need somebody that can interpret old school flags for that. Jeez.
But yeah, watch AP's video on this. I'll toss it into your chat now. Thank you, Wolfgang. There's no gold in Fort Knox. Clap them cheeks. There hasn't been gold in Fort Knox for a long time. We gave it to the Fed.
Yeah, the Fed took that a little while ago.
We learned this in Die Hard. Die Hard 3.
Yeah, it's in New York.
Yeah.
Was that? Yeah, Die Hard 3, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy Irons.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah. I like that movie.
It's a good movie. Although I wasn't a big fan of, I like Samuel Jackson's character in it, but the fact that Al's not in it kind of broke the Die Hard thing for me.
I agree.
And turning John into just the whole point of the first two is the love for his family, but it still falls apart and he just turns into a drunk.
Yeah, I get
It was
it.
cheap. It was cheap.
Yeah, it was just lazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you see the report that came out today about Crooks, the Trump assassin?
No.
Apparently, there was some suspicion that he had accomplices, but the FBI is suppressing it.
Really?
I know. I am shocked too.
We're not going to watch the cat video, but I did see it. And there were a lot of the things said there that made me go, huh, he's got a point.
Video.
The only reason we're not doing that one is because that is one that I think we might get hit for by one of those fly-by-night, hey, sign with us and we'll protect your copyright.
Can I give you a different cat video?
Sure, absolutely.
All right.
And while you're doing that, let's tune into the chick in the hoodie here. Why is she wearing a lesbian hoodie? I didn't know they even made lesbian hoodies.
Oh, don't worry. It's cool. She's working on a farm. That's farm equipment.
That's a lesbian hoodie. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Look, lesbians steal everything from lumberjacks and farmers.
I'm just saying her fashion sense leaves something to be desired. That's all.
That's fair.
Paul just got a new hoodie and everybody's roasting him really hard for it. Can you just tell him he looks very handsome?
Oh, fuck.
I think he looks dapper.
He looks adorable. I like that he's like, bitch, really? He looks very handsome. He's adorable. Look how cute he is. And I don't like ducks. They're little bastards. Or geese, whatever.
Geese are the evil ones. Ducks are wacky.
Ducks
As we've learned from Donald and Daffy.
Ducks are bastards.
They're not as big of bastards as geese, though.
No.
They're almost cheeky and cute.
Their shit is much smaller.
Yes. Whereas geese will try and murder you. Ducks are like, I'm just going to mildly irritate you.
There's a golf course around here that I played. And that when the Canadian geese come back, they just fucking destroy it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
There are piles of goose shit everywhere.
Yeah, and they'll charge you. And it's like they're going to beat the shit out of you. And they can take a punch. They're very wiry with their wiry necks. And you're not allowed to hit them because they're endangered.
I had a golf club, so if one of them would have come at me, I'd have been all right. But yeah, they had already passed through, and everything had passed through them. They're nasty fucking. I don't like birds in general, but goddamn, man.
Yeah,
ducks and geese are horrible.
I fucking hate Canadian geese. They're the only type of bird I detest. I don't care for the others.
You know why? It's because of the Canadian part of that.
Yeah, probably. Canada getting all rabble-rouser with their Air Force constantly shitting on us.
All righty. Plus, I don't know if you've noticed, but Canadian geese are kind of retarded.
Yeah.
They fly south like 4 times a year because they get confused.
Well, what do you want, man? They're Canadian geese.
That is the cutest little kitty. It's got sad kitten eyes, though.
He's only sad for now. Trust me, he gets happier.
Don't worry, children. Jesus Kitty will make sure there's enough fish and bread for everyone. Don't worry, children.
And he's going to lick it all first.
For lunch today, I had egg rolls.
Oh.
And I popped them in the air fryer, cooked them up, sat down at the table, and Phoebe came over. I made myself 4 egg rolls, and I ate 3 because Phoebe decided one of them was hers and licked the entire thing.
Oh, wow.
She even rolled it over to lick it.
Oh, that's dedication. Your cat's weird, dude.
Now, some of you might be like, why didn't you stop her? Like, because she wanted it. I don't know what to tell you.
Because that girl has you enslaved.
She wanted an egg roll, so she got an egg roll. That's none of your business. But yeah, she licked that entire thing, and she licked so hard that she rolled it over, and then she slides it back to herself and starts licking. Yeah, she ended up licking the entire outside. She didn't eat any of it. She didn't bite it once. The other Phoebe story for you is I was petting her. She's up on her little cat house thing, and I walk over and pet her, and it's like a 5-foot cat house. And so I lean in and I put my little head on her head, and she starts cleaning me. I don't know if you've ever had a cat do that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Cats often clean my hair, and I don't know if it's a sign of love or whatever, but I've had lots of cats do it, Jack. But Phoebe apparently has a really wet tongue. You know how a cat's tongue is dry and scratchy?
Yeah.
Hers isn't. It was like being licked by a person because her tongue kept hitting my forehead. And then when she was done, she only licked it for a couple of seconds. My hair was sopping wet.
Oh.
My cat has a drool problem.
Apparently.
But she doesn't drool. My daughter's cat used to drool. When you'd pet him, he would just start drooling in the one corner of his mouth.
Yeah. I've had a couple cats that do that.
I love when they do that. That's really cute. She doesn't drool. Apparently, she just... And I've always wondered, because she'll clean herself and she'll have huge wet spots on her. I'm like, wow, she must really get in there. But no, it's just that her tongue is really fucking slobbery. She's such a weird cat. She used me today mostly, Jack, as a conduit to take her to her mommy. Seriously. So Lady Monkey gets up, and I always go out in the hallway and wait for her to finish, wake up duties in the bathroom. And Phoebe usually comes over to me, and I pick her up, and then I'll walk her to the stairs as Lady Monkey goes up to make coffee and stuff. Today she did the child thing and actually reached for my wife, and I had to give her over before she fell. I'm like, are you kidding me? That hurts my feet. I'm gonna let you lick my egg roll in a while, and you're gonna do that to me?
That's just a transfer of chariots.
I was offended. Wolfgang, thank you. I haven't eaten an egg in like a month. Whatever. Egg roll. You do know egg rolls aren't. Never mind. I mean, the wrapper's made out of egg, but
you guys are making me hungry.
Yeah, I ate the last of my egg rolls, so I was a little sad that she licked one of them and I didn't get it. So I got to get me some more egg rolls. Anyway, we're going to wrap up there, guys. We finished with Kitty Jesus, which is adorable as shit.
Yeah, it kind of makes up for some of the darker shit we had to talk about today.
Yeah, we should throw the link to the other one in chat for the audience. Okay, good. It's a great video. It's just, like I said, it's one that I would almost bet we'd get hit for.
Yeah, Evil One sent that to me, and I was like, I got to show this to Monkey.
Yeah, I think I got it. I was tagged with it, and yeah, I watched it. It's funny as shit. Plus, that cat's face is just cute as shit.
Oh yeah,
that baby kitten has the sad kitten eyes. Like, I judge cats mostly by their faces, because they have It's amazing how many different faces cats have.
Yeah, but they have very symmetrical faces, which reminds you of children.
True. Phoebe looked very much like this kitten, but she had happier eyes. I love the ones that have the sad-looking eyes.
Oh, it depresses me. I feel like I should be giving them money and tuna.
Yeah, Arms of an Angel should play wherever they go.
Yeah, like you just hear it subconsciously.
Here, we'll bring him back on the screen. Just look at how the cute little key face.
So adorable.
But he's got the sad kitten eyes, which is one of my favorites. Because and that's the kind of kitten that gets away with anything because he looks sad.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, he's adorable.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
That's how you know I'm a real man. I'm not too pussyfied to speak about a cat like that. It's kind of like wearing a pink shirt, Jack, or a thong. Anyway, thank you guys for coming in. Huh? Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us today. Thank you so very much for the donations. You guys are so kind. Anything you want to shell out, my friend?
I will drop a link to a cool video. As always, thank you guys so much for the support and the donations. You guys are awesome. And thanks for listening to us rant about perverted shit all day. Because it was just a weird day. But I hope everybody has a good night. I hope you're all doing well. And I hope you have a beautiful day tomorrow.
The stuff with the influencers and the Epstein files and all of that, that was angering. The stuff with the boy moms is just concerning on a level of seriously, I think somebody needs to be investigating.
Yeah. Yeah, there definitely needs to be some welfare checks.
There's nothing good going on in those homes.
No, it's going to be really tragic, and probably with people that need psychological help, like serious inpatient therapy in jail.
But anyway, Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
I don't know what the fuck we just watched all night, but damn. I need that kitty's face for that song.
Yeah.